Welcome back to the live stream. And this is Michael Ellis Show. I'm your host, Michael. And today we've got Antonio Carter on. He's a affiliate marketing coach, affiliate marketer, and a Facebook ads expert. So, how are you, Antonio?
Thanks for having me on. I'm doing great. Busy morning, but that's okay. That's part of life. And excited to talk about some cool stuff here today.
Fantastic. So, do you want to tell us how long you've been in this industry? How long have you, how did you get into it? And a little bit of your backstory.
Yeah, not a problem. This is a very loaded question for me, but I don't have a long answer. So I've been in the affiliate marketing space for probably about 3 or 4 years, but online at whole, like digital marketing, I've probably been in this space for about 8 to 10 years now. That makes me feel very old right now, but it's been quite some time. And so I got started in the days where MySpace was a thing. And there was a guy by the name of Anthony Morrison who did a whole bunch of stuff on television. And that's how I got started. You can do some research on him if you guys haven't heard about him. But still doing things today. So I went from real estate to doing things online to where I'm at now. And so Facebook ads itself is something that I've always, it's always the shiny thing that everybody's trying to perfect. And I knew that it could bring high ticket commissions. And so for about 5 solid years, I've just really been on a mission of trying to figure that thing out, spent a lot of money, and now I'm using it for other clients as well.
Brilliant. So you got into affiliate marketing about 3 to 4 years ago. So what was your experience transitioning from what you used to be before that over to the affiliate marketing space?
I used to be in real estate, still am in real estate. But as time began to move or progress, things that were strictly retail, when it came to getting leads, things began to move online. And so I began to really understand this new wave of technology that really changed the business world. And where you would just simply make phone calls all the time in order to create leads, people begin to use SEO, use YouTube videos. You can create business pages that had keywords in it so that you can attract leads. For example, buy my house in Kansas City, Missouri, because that's where I'm at. And that's what people would type in, and all of a sudden your Facebook page would pop up, right? So that's when really the gears begin to kind of like turn for me. I'm like, wow, this online thing is instead of physical real estate, there's online real estate that's to be had. So I progressed into that, and one thing led to another. Affiliate marketing just made sense because people began to make a whole bunch of digital courses. I don't know if you remember, every time you turn the corner, everybody was talking about 6-figure launch by creating a course, create your own course, right? And so within the real estate space, people begin to create a whole bunch of courses. That's where the email list came. So then it's like, how do you build an email list? And it just went on from there. And affiliate marketing, obviously, you take a product that's not your own, you send it off to your list or your audience, and they purchase it, and you make the commission in the middle. And that sounded very feasible to me. It was something that made a whole bunch of sense. I didn't have to put in all the work and stuff in order to make the money. And that's how that started.
Brilliant. So you deal with a lot of Facebook ads, and you know a lot about Facebook ads. Do you not believe that Facebook's ads has had its heyday, has it hit its peak already, and is now starting to be a little bit too expensive for the average person to get started in Facebook ads? Or is that not the case?
That's a great question. I was actually talking with somebody about this the other day. I don't care what space you're in, whoever markets the best is going to win. I don't care whether it's real estate. You can be selling pencils for little kids at school. Whoever markets the best is going to win. All right. And for that reason, I don't care how much you pay per customer. If you're profiting, you're winning. The question is, how much are you profiting in order to make your type of desired results? Okay. To answer your question, Facebook is way different than what it was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, even just 1 year ago. I don't remember the statistics anymore, but there's tons and tons of people, businesses joining Facebook ads to help push their business. And it's because it works very well. Now, Facebook ads will continue to go up. Okay. They will continue to go up. It's going to get more competitive, but that's okay because everybody's customer is not the same. And so theoretically, let's say we're talking about affiliate marketing still. Okay. I'm starting some affiliate marketing campaigns here this week, as a matter of fact. And I'm starting within a weight loss niche. I don't know if it's niche. How do you say it? Which terminology do you use?
I say niche,
I figured.
but
All
that's
right.
because I'm British.
I started saying niche just because that seemed like the proper way to say it. So the affiliate marketing niche, or weight loss niche within affiliate marketing. And I already know that I'm going to pay a decent amount of money in order to acquire that customer. However, it's worth it. Okay. Just because something has gone up maybe $1 or $2, even $5, right? You used to be able to acquire leads for a webinar back in the day for like $1 per lead, $2 per lead or per lead. Now it's like $4 to $7. But if you're still going to be having a high ticket offer, look, you can pay $500 and sell those bad boys all day. That's $1,000 profit. And yeah, 2 years ago, it used to be such a wider margin of profit, but you're still making profits. So again, to answer your question, Facebook ads still work very well. And I highly recommend, for like what we're talking about when it comes to customer acquisition, that you have a high ticket offer. You just have to change your structure a little bit in order to make it work for you. And that's what I would recommend.
So so you mentioned there like you should really have a high ticket offer, and then you can restructure your ads so then it's profitable with high ticket. Do you not believe that it can be profitable with low ticket items as well? Or is it really that much of a squeeze that you're better off going for the high ticket offers?
Yeah, I knew you was gonna ask that question. Yes, low ticket low ticket items can still work. However, if you do not have a proper funnel, you will always lose. Um, the right Click Funnels is very popular now. There's a couple of different platforms coming out now to kind of compete with Click Funnels. There's Drop Funnels and higher level and all that. But all the platforms essentially do the same thing, right? You have to create a funnel. You have the front end, you acquire that customer. And if you picture it of like an actual business, the customer has walked in the doors and purchased something. Now it's time for you to be like McDonald's or some other type of fast food drive-through. Would you like fries with that? Would you like a drink? That's upselling. That's where you make the money. Okay. That's the whole point of your low ticket item when it comes to Facebook ads. There was a day where you could just sell low ticket items and just survive off of that, but that's really not worth it anymore. I'm not paying $8 in order to sell a $29 product. And in order to get to that point, you really have to test, and spend a lot of money to find that particular audience, which I'm pretty sure we'll touch on later on. But excuse me. Once you get the person in with the low ticket item, you need to make sure you have a proper back end or a funnel to upsell them and continue to make that money. So now your $8 customer turns into $150, $300, $1,500. That's where you win with the low ticket. But as far as just selling low ticket by itself, I don't really recommend Facebook ads for that reason. That's something I would probably use like Bing ads or Google ads if I really want to do that.
Okay, so when you first got started getting into Facebook ads and started really honing your craft on Facebook ads, did you start off with low ticket or did you start off with high ticket? Which one did you start off with first?
I started off with the virtual summit, which was free. Yeah.
Free. Did you have any upsells?
I did. That particular one didn't really go well. I didn't profit from Facebook ads for years. And I spent thousands of dollars trying to figure it out. But I knew that if I learned Facebook ads, I would have a very valuable skill, right? And that goes for anything in life. If you figure out how to do something that the whole world does not really understand, but they want, if you figure it out, you can charge a whole bunch of money in order to do it. And that was like my driving thing in order to do it. But yeah, I started out with the virtual summit. It was free. And I had a couple of other offers in the background. This was before virtual summits was super popular, and that before anybody and everybody knew how to do it. And so I even screwed up. I didn't really make much money at all, but that was the beginning of Facebook ads for me. And then I progressed into other stuff, learning how to do low ticket items, acquiring people for webinars and high ticket items.
Mm-hmm. So, like for somebody who's wanting to become a Facebook ads expert, now I would personally recommend that they hone their craft on low ticket items, because if you can make low ticket items work and profitable, then high ticket is going to be no problem with you. I mean, with high ticket, this like you said, if it costs $500 to get one sale, it's still gonna be worth it for people.
Correct.
So you've got much more of a room for error with high ticket offers. Is that where you learn to hone your skill down with low ticket?
Sure. If somebody really wants to do low ticket items, there's a couple of ways that they can go about it. One of those things, I teach email within my affiliate marketing coaching. And the first thing I had to learn how to do was to drive leads. How to drive leads at the cheapest amount. And so, for example, I worked with a celebrity dog trainer from out of Southern California. His name is Ryan Matthews, phenomenal guy. If you have a dog, he is better than Caesar. I think his last name's Milan, Caesar Milan or whatever, the dog whisperer guy. He's better than him. So go check out Ryan Matthews, dope dude. But he didn't have an email list. He didn't have a low. He had a low ticket offer. Actually, no, he didn't have a low ticket offer. He started out with like $100. I don't consider that low ticket. I consider $7 to $27 a low ticket item. What's the low ticket item for you? What would you consider a low ticket item?
I consider $100 low ticket, but yeah, I would in terms of Facebook ads, I would consider low ticket range around about $50 or less. You start getting a hell of a lot more profitable when you start hitting $100 mark, and it's a lot easier to run with $100 mark. But I still consider $100 low ticket in the grand scheme of things. I start classing mid ticket at around about $250 upwards.
$297. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. So in this case, we could say that he kind of had a low ticket item for what I consider that, but he needed a way of entry because he wanted to limit his money. We only had a small budget to deal with, and so I didn't just want to blow that in order to, not get any customers and tweak and test and all that stuff. So the first thing that I did was I built him an email list, and I got it down to about 89 cents per lead. Remember, he had no audience or anything. And so you can get it down cheaper, but there's things that kind of keeps you from getting it lower when you're starting from scratch like that. So nonetheless, 89 cents per lead. I quickly built him an email list of about 500 very fast. Now he has 500 customers that he can contact anytime that he wants to. We then emailed those individuals and shot them the offers within the email sequence that I created for him. That's one way you could do low ticket items. You're not just blowing your money. Like you're able to build an asset, because when you have an email list, there's multiple things you can do with the email list. You can sell them offers. You can have other people rent your email list. In other words, send an email for somebody else with their link, and they pay you per click. Every time somebody from your list clicks on their offer, they pay you like 50 cents per click or $1.50 per click, however much you want to charge. Or you could sell your list if you want to. So that is a long-term asset. The other thing is, if I'm going to go Facebook ads straight to low ticket offer, I preferably would like to have what's called a custom audience, where Facebook kind of figures out, let's say you have a email list of 1,000 people that's already purchased things. You can upload that list within Facebook and say, hey, I want you to go find 1 million other people who look exactly like this right here. You upload that into Facebook, and Facebook with this crazy algorithm will do that. And you can target similar individuals who purchase that low ticket item, which is insane. I would take that route. But without a custom audience, you're really looking at spending some pretty good money. If you're willing to do that, if you got a budget, cool. You can go directly. You're going to spend money to figure out who your customer is. I'm telling you right now, there's no easy way around it, unless you just get lucky. If you're that lucky, then you need to be playing the lottery, and you need to be gold mining, and and then kind of fine tune things from there. So that's probably my two lines of thoughts when it comes to low ticket items in Facebook ads. It can still be profitable no matter what. It's just a matter of like how much money you have.
Right. So now getting down to a little bit more technical side of things. How do you go about testing and optimizing Facebook ads for brand new offers that you haven't done any ads for previously before?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because everybody thinks it's this secret science to Facebook ads, but it's really not. And that goes for any type of PPC, pay-per-click. I deal a lot with Bing ads as well. And it's the same concept. It's just different details. And so with Facebook ads, it's really about testing. And I'm not trying to be philosophical or anything, but it's like anything else in life. You want to figure it out. You really have to become a fanatic at your results. The scientific method, which we've all learned when we're little kids, you take something, you observe it, you write out the results and stuff, and you analyze your observations, and you come to a conclusion. That's exactly what you do with the Facebook ads. There's ways to shortcut the process, and having a custom audience is one of the things, like I talked about earlier, that will drastically give you a shortcut to your Facebook ads for a beginner. But also, if you're a beginner, you may not have that. And so you'll start with something like finding the audience. There's something in Facebook called the audience insights. Facebook will literally tell you what your audience is. So for me, with affiliate marketing and my product, based upon the audience insights, I already know the typical person is a male in between the ages of 35 to 55. Some are married, some are not married. Most are college educated, right? I can really get down to the nitty gritty and do that. And so just to kind of come back around to the original thing, Facebook ads seem intimidating, but in reality, all you have to do is just spend money, throw your offer out there, really see what's working. And by that, I mean who's clicking on what ad. You figure out what ad is getting the most clicks. And then you also look and see which ad is getting the most results. Results as in landing pages, conversions, purchases, whatever it is that you're trying to do. After you leave your ad running for like 3 days, I typically do 3 days. You can start with $5 per day. If you don't have a big budget, you don't need hundreds and thousands of dollars. You can simply do something for 5 days or 3 days for $5. See how it runs, and then you tweak and you refine. And if one ad isn't getting any clicks and it's just really spending a lot of money, you delete that sucker and you go from there.
So how many ad sets and different variations of ads would you recommend people start running at the beginning?
That depends on your budget. And so if you're spending $5 to $10, I'll say this: Facebook, from the experts that I've known, it's said that Facebook itself says that 12 ads total is what's needed to be properly tested with an offer. So that means like 3 different types of headlines, 3 different types of copy, 3 different types of pictures, and maybe 3 different types of buttons. Okay, that's 12. But in order to get to that point, you need to be spending like 20 to $30 per day, if not $50 per day, to properly do it. But I would say you need really about 20 or $30 per day if you just really want to hit it hard and do it the proper way. But you don't need 12 ads. You can start with 2 or 3. 2 or 3, a $5 budget to $10 budget will be definitely enough. Your results may come a little bit slower, but it's okay. You're not trying to knock out a home run on a first try. Find something that works within a week and then tweak that. And, over the course of 30 days, you'll know what's working and what's not working without really burning a hole in your pockets.
Yeah. So you recommend just basically starting small and tweaking, optimizing, and then scaling from there.
For beginners, yes. And for beginners, yeah. It's real simple. You don't have to be intimidated by the ads. Just already set aside a small little budget, $5 to $10 per day, and just throw it at something.
You have a couple of each.
I can see you. Can you hear me?
Fantastic. And it's struggling a bit, is the internet, for some reason, but again.
It happens.
So can you hear me fine?
I can. Quality's a little bit low, but that's okay. Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Check, check, check.
How very strange. We seem to have 2 of me in here. There we go.
I
That
thought you
seems
had
a lot better now, though.
yeah, I thought you had a twin for a second.
If I had the twin for a second. Yeah, so it seems to just kind of messed up and I had to leave and get back in. But we are back, and we can continue. I might be able to chop that out. I don't know. It is live. But so yeah, I kind of didn't hear anything you last said, but it doesn't matter so much.
I think you had asked a question. I didn't hear your question.
Right, you didn't hear my question. So I asked if that's what you recommend people to start out small and scale up from there. What are some of the signs that something's not right, other than the Facebook ad itself, like moving on to the landing page?
Yeah. I'll just give you some metrics to let you know when something's working and what's not working. I will start by saying conversions, because that's what people mainly want. Let's say you want leads and you're trying to capture email addresses for a free PDF that you're giving for YouTube views. How to get your first 100 views on a YouTube video. You created a PDF and you're trying to give it away so that you could build up your email list and later sell a high ticket product, a high ticket affiliate YouTube product to that email list. For beginners, I do recommend you start off small because you don't know anything of how the platform works. You don't want to lose a whole bunch of money. You don't want to spend thousands of dollars like me in order to learn. It was very costly, but worth it. And so you would create your conversions ad. You would pick an audience, probably maybe two audiences, to test against each other and see which one's going to work best. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just kind of check these terms on YouTube, creating an audience and stuff, and you'll quickly find out. And I would create 3 ads for each campaign. So I'll probably create 2 campaigns and do 3 ads. That would be a total of 6 ads. And I could very well do this with $5 per campaign. That's $10 per day. That way I can see which one's better. And so with the conversions campaign, there's a couple of things you need to keep in mind. There's clicks, there's conversions. Those are the 2 main things you're concerned about. If people click on the ad, the Facebook ad itself, that counts as a click. If you have a whole bunch of clicks, 100 clicks, but 0 conversions, that means your ad is good because people are interested at looking at your ad, but your landing page sucks. Yes, I said your landing page sucks. I'm a straight shooter. And that's because nobody's converting. Something's wrong with your copy on the landing page, or the colors is just ugly. You need to change your landing page. On the flip side, if your other campaign that you're running has maybe only 3 clicks, but you have 3 conversions, that means you're converting at 100%. But because you have 100 clicks on the other campaign and only 3 on the one that you're testing, that tells you that your copy, your ad was better on your first campaign, and whatever you're using for the landing page on the second campaign is better than the first one. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, that makes sense. Totally makes sense. Well, it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Perfect. Hopefully I'm explaining it well. So what you need to do in that case, this is part of reading the data, or data, however you want to pronounce it. You now need to create a different ad with the copy of your ad, and then connect that to the link of your second landing page. And then you'll be able to get 100 clicks and get way more conversions. And that's just a very quick example of what will work. If you just use those 2 metrics right there, you'll go a long way with Facebook ads very easily.
So on a further note, so we just mentioned about landing pages there, but there's also other objectives that you can do with Facebook ads, like getting them into a messenger bot sequence. Is that something you don't recommend people do, or is it something that you do recommend people to do?
Another great question. I teach email. I love email. And you can never go wrong with email. Getting people within the messenger sequence, the chat
Now,
bot, huh?
I was just about to say, why would you say you can't go wrong with email in relation to messenger bots? But I'm guessing you're going to follow up with that.
Yes, because I got some good examples. Um, going into the chat bot, the messenger sequence, what tends to happen if you guys are not familiar with the messenger sequence is, you send messages in Facebook and you can pay in order to get more clients and stuff within the messenger. It's really kind of the way things are going, to be honest with you, because the customer has gotten more smarter and they want to choose their destiny as to which direction they go when it comes to sales. So this is something I definitely have within my funnel. The problem with this, okay, what happens if you have 500 people in your chat bot within Facebook, right? It's the same thing as email almost, but now you have something that is controlled essentially by Facebook. You have 500 people you can reach out to on Facebook and they opt into your bot. But all of a sudden, Facebook decides to shut down your account. Guess what? You now have 0 customers. You can't access Facebook in order to access your customer base. This pisses me off because a lot of people do nothing but Facebook, and understandably so. If that's where you built your audience, that's where you're making the money. There's tons of people there, right? It makes sense. It's a social network. You don't have to pay for it, right? It's free. It's organic traffic. But if you're not transitioning people from a chatbot over to an email address, oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. There's so many people where they got locked out of the Facebook, they got banned, they got slapped, whatever the case, whatever term you want to use. But if you got the email address, guess what? You can create a new profile. You can do whatever, because now you can contact those individuals via email and let them know what's going on. Hey, I'm not on Facebook no more. Follow me on my YouTube channel until I create a new Facebook channel. So the two work hand in hand. If both of them serve different purposes, but if you put them together, once you integrate them, you have an awesome tag team.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, what a lot of people are building their audience up on rented land. Just like I am. This audience here on YouTube. It's still rented land, even though it's YouTube and it's more of an asset than probably what Facebook is. But it's still rented land. And with messenger bots, that's what I see in the problem. Well, there's further problems with messenger bots. If it's true, well, you will know this more than what I will, but you can't message somebody or you can't reach somebody on a messenger bot if they haven't interacted with your bot within 24 hours, unless if you pay to have a paid promotion. Is that correct?
Again, Facebook is always changing stuff. Another reason to have email, or not even just email, because this isn't really about email, it's about Facebook. But you really need to have your hands in multiple pots. But Facebook is always changing. It's kind of like a living organism. It's never going to be the same a week from now. Okay. Messenger bots, technically, yes, you're correct. You can't send a promotion message after 24 hours. You have to wait 24 hours. And in order to do that, the person receiving your message has to interact with you first. They have to respond to a message before you send them that promotion. they recently started charging for broadcasts, but it seems like that hasn't been pushed out to everybody, only the individuals who have been spending a lot of money doing that. And I think they're going to make it a thing in February. I could be wrong about that. I have to check on it. It's still free for me right now, but they are going to start charging for broadcasts. So for those people who have 20,000 members in their chatbot, it's going to get costly, but I'm pretty sure they're making enough money where it's really not going to hurt them. But it's still good to build your chatbot list because, for instance, like you're live here, and if you are doing, let's say there's a huge launch right now called the Kibo code. I think that's how you pronounce it, KIBO. And let's say you interview the creator for a Kibo code, and you have a 20,000 bot list. Well, I will gladly pay $200 to send a message to everybody because the commission on that program is $3,400. And if you make one sale just from interviewing this creator and you drop your affiliate link within the comments or whatever, and somebody purchases, you've already paid for it because the commission's 50%. You're making $1,700 from that one sale just from interviewing somebody, right? So it's totally worth it. Again, it really just matters how you structure things. You have to have a game plan when it comes to these things. That's really what it comes down to. We're talking about acquisition with Facebook ads, whether you're using just regular, direct links or messenger bots like we're talking about. Have a game plan for how you're going to make money and go from there.
Brilliant. So is there anything that I haven't asked you yet that I should ask you? And what's the answer to that? Because there's a lot to do with Facebook ads, and I'm sure I've missed some things off.
Yeah. So one of the things, right, you're talking to me about why Facebook ads is the best platform for acquisition. I would throw in there, test out your funnels. Okay. The reason I love Facebook ads over any other platform for customer acquisition is because you can really narrow down to the perfect customer, down to the T. I'm telling you guys. And so there's plenty of other platforms out there that are great, right? I'll continue to talk about Bing ads or Google ads, whichever one. And with that, you can come down, you can get down to the age, you can get down to the gender. You can figure out which keyword they're searching for in order to make the sales. And so for those of you who don't know, you go into the search bar and you type in certain keywords in order to find a website or a product. Well, if you type in how to lose weight, I can put like my ad on like the first spot within Google or Bing, right? I pay for that. I can narrow that down and figure out who's clicking my ad and optimize it to the best. Phenomenal. But when you come to Facebook ads, I can't really get you down to the keyword, but my ad copy for the ad, just like the example that I gave earlier, I can get that down. I can target you whether you're a male or female. I can target your age. I can target whether you've graduated high school or not. I can target your household, whether you are a single mom with 2 kids or not, whether they're an infant or a teenager. I can narrow it down as to whether you love luxury cars or not. I can narrow down your zip code and whether you're in the top 5% of zip codes in the United States or for any other country for that matter. Do you like to go fly fishing? Guess what? I can figure that out as well. And so that's why I love this, because you can get super, super extremely detailed like no other platform. And it's kind of freaky. It's actually kind of scary, but it makes money. So I can't really complain too much. And when it comes to customer acquisition, I'm huge into high ticket items for that particular reason. Once you start making $1,000, $2,500, $5,000 per customer, $10,000 months is nothing. And that's what I wanted to throw out there.
So just quickly, what's your view on retargeting ads? Is it compulsory? Is it mandatory?
I would highly recommend it. When it comes to retargeting, that's kind of like the bread and butter of a campaign. But again, I wouldn't recommend it for beginners. If you're spending some pretty decent money, again, well, that's high ticket or low ticket item. Retargeting ads is where the bread and butter comes from. You make a lot of good money from that. So I highly recommend it if you're very serious about your campaigns.
Is that also, would that also be a great way to combine both paid search as well as Facebook ads?
Would it be well to combine Facebook ads and what? Paid search?
Paid search by the use of retargeting ads. So then you can narrow down like people that are actively searching for the solution that you provide, and then retarget them on Facebook if they haven't purchased.
Yeah. If you're able to retarget somebody, it's always a powerful way of converting that person into a customer, regardless of the method of how you retarget. This is the fact is, you have somebody who's a cold audience. They know nothing about you or your product. You put content in front of them, whether it's an ad, video, blog, whatever. Okay. You want to convert the cold audience and make them warm or hot. Warm audiences, they become familiar with you, your product, your brand. A hot customer means you're a buyer. So the question is, how do I make you go from cold to warm? And if that's with pictures, video, whether they search for something, it doesn't matter. Because if I retarget you after that, you are now familiar with what I'm providing to you. And so once I retarget you with a product, which Amazon does very well, you just go to Amazon and just look at your favorite product, and they hit you ASAP as soon as you hit on Facebook, or go on to like any other website after that, thereafter, and they'll still hit you with their products. But it doesn't matter. Retargeting, the whole goal is to go from cold to warm to hot.
Brilliant, brilliant. So this link that I've just put on the screen down there, and for you guys on the audio podcast, is michaelellisonline.com/go/ant. That takes you over to Antonio's website, where you can reach out, get in touch with him a little bit more. It's also in the description and in the show notes on the podcast, so that you can't miss it. Do you want to just quickly give an overview of what they can find on your website?
Yeah, so my website shows me as being an affiliate marketing coach. I had to pick something because I do so many different things online. So I just stuck with affiliate marketing coach. But if you got any other questions when it comes to digital marketing at all, I'm here to help. I do consulting. I do some done for you stuff as well. If you're interested in if you already have a product or service that's doing okay, but you want to scale it to $10,000 to $20,000, I can help with that. And so just contact me, reach out to me, and I can help in many different ways. Also, you can reach out to me on Facebook. If you can't find me, just reach out to Michael here, and he'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, so once again, guys, that's michaelellisonline.com/go/ant, and that will take you over to Antonio's website, which is antonioxcarter.com, if you wanted to just go straight over to there without using my redirection link. The only reason why I've got that up there is to make it easier for you guys to head straight over there. There's no spelling mistakes or anything like that. It's the same every episode. It's the same, just a different ending. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Are your social links on your website? To be honest, I didn't check that when I had a look.
I don't really use a whole bunch of social links, but anything is Instagram / AntonioXCarter.com. Everything is AntonioXCarter.com besides my Facebook. And so you can find me on that. But I greatly appreciate your time. Thank you for interviewing me. It was a pleasure. It was fun being on your show.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. You give some very insightful knowledge to our audience here, and I'm sure some people will get in touch with you because you're a knowledgeable guy. You know what you're talking about. You know more about Facebook ads than I do, and I know quite a bit. So
I spent a lot of money, man. So it's
exactly.
been very costly.
But that's one way of learning, isn't it? That is one way of learning. Trial and error, fail at scale to succeed.
Yes.
And that's what you've done. And now you can pass that information on and be a service of others, which is great and it's fantastic. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. And guys, go check him out because it does post some great value up on the internet. His blog on his website's got some great posts on there as well. So yeah, just, like I said, go check him out. It's been a pleasure as always coming at you live, and we'll see you on the next time.
See you guys later. Thank you so much.